Congress does have to come back to approve money to send to people in North Carolina. Do I have that right?
Here's what I'm going to be very clear about. The president and the vice president has had a robust whole of government response to this.
President Biden is fond of saying, show me your budget and I will tell you what you value. If he's got money for people in Lebanon right now, without Congress having to come back, what does it say about his values? There is not enough money right now for people in North Carolina. That's not misinformation.
Wait, no, that is your whole premise of the question is misinformation, sir. What you do? Yes, it's misinformation.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Starkey Farmstead. So, look, I took down the live that I did yesterday for one specific reason. Some of the information that I gave you guys was incorrect, and that was brought to my attention earlier. And I think that it was more on my end, on the receiver's end of information that I got incorrect than on the givers, because it surely was not intentional on their end for me to get it incorrect. So let me tell you how I know that I was incorrect. I got a phone call today from Pastor Rodney Howard-Browne himself. What an honor to speak to such a godly man. Not to mention, that is the church that I was baptized in with my son, and I love to go there for revivals. It's an amazing church, and I fully intend to be back there for Riders of the Storm. Now, this is a revival they're going to be having, guys, October 20th to the 27th. If you can't sign up and get to Tampa, Florida for this revival, you can watch it on YouTube. Now, I spoke to Pastor Rodney, and I wanted to read to you guys a statement that they sent over for me to read to you. If you're in Tampa, Florida, if you're in Florida, period, you have family, if you can share this information, it would be amazing. This pertains to everyone, so please do not turn this video off. It says, the River at Tampa Bay Church has always endeavored to be a blessing to the people of Florida and Hillsborough County. Just this past year, the Hillsborough County Commissioners gave 3 accommodations to Doctors Rodney and Adonica Howard-Browne for the church's service to the community. For 28 years, the River at Tampa Bay Church has provided post-disaster relief all throughout Florida and around the world to be a blessing to those in need to the glory of God. Pastors Rodney and Adonica took swift action once it was determined that Hurricane Milton was going to be a major hurricane that would impact our area. Although the River at Tampa Bay Church is in Zone E, the safest zone in the Tampa area, Pastors Rodney and Adonica closed the school and the church to ensure that no one would be traveling on the roads at this time. The church and the university have gone to the great efforts to make sure all 600 students are safe, informed, and are as prepared as possible for the storm. The River at Tampa Bay Church is dedicated to serving this community to the extent that the church is planning mock disaster trainings called River Rise, in which the staff and select members will carry out various disaster training scenarios to better serve the community in the event of any real catastrophe. This scheduled training was to commence October 10th, 2024, but is now delayed until all hurricane recovery is complete. So I want to let you guys know, I have taken some of the donations that have been sent so far, 500 to be exact, and made a donation to the River at Tampa Bay. Why? Let me tell you why. They already have truckloads of food and supplies being shipped in ahead of the storm. Okay? They have water, they have everything, and they're going to be there, boots on the ground, to help as many people post-disaster. So, let me tell you something. If you're anywhere in Florida and you need help post-disaster, you really need to get in contact with the River at Tampa Bay Church. Being dead serious, it's a good place to sow your seed, folks. On top of that, $1,900 has gone out today before the storm to help people in Tampa fill up gas tanks, get generators, and have cash on hand come what may. So you guys have been amazing. And we could not do anything that we do on this channel or this platform without you. But I have to show you something. And I want you to take a few minutes of your very busy day and listen to what Pastor Rodney has to say about the storm. I've been telling you guys, this is not an act of God. This storm is not coming from the Father. It is coming from, I guess you could call him the father of lies. So, here we go.
Storm fury was something the U.S. government began to practice back from 1962 to 1983 to manipulate hurricanes, and they can stop it and start it. So the bottom line is we get classified as a conspiracy theorist, but everything we're saying is true. This attack is on the state of Florida for several reasons. Number one, to disrupt the I-4 corridor, to actually mess up the election, because if people are displaced, who's going to be voting when it comes to election? Number two, to destroy the city of Tampa so they can create 15-minute cities. It's all part of the UN Agenda 2030 of what they want to do. They would like to devastate the whole city of Tampa. This was portrayed in a video that you can see on YouTube called Hurricane Phoenix. Hurricane Phoenix, which gives a simulation, it's 12 minutes long, of what Tampa looks like after Cat 5 hits it. So this has been planned just like COVID-19 was. Now, people don't want to believe it, but we've been doing relief work up in the Carolinas. That whole region is sitting on the lithium deposits that now they bought up all the land. People will not be allowed back on the land. Just like in Maui, Hawaii, it was a land grab. The same thing on the coast, all the coastal areas. You get rid of all the trailers, you get rid of all the mobile homes so that they can do whatever they want to do, plus displace people. FEMA went on this morning and made a mistake and said something about that they would exterminate 70 to 80,000 people. I mean, extract 70 to 80,000 people. So there's crazy stuff happening. Our governor just went live, and he said that he would arrest any FEMA agent that tries to stop any rescue work being done. We have helicopters in the Carolinas that FEMA was stopping them. The bodies are by the thousands. The stench of the human remains. They will not let anybody pick it up. Carolina, they're now burying their dead in their own backyard because the morgues are full. So there's so much scam going on here. And Alex, you're right. This is unfortunately, it's a war on the people. But, you know, obviously we pray. We're praying that this thing weakens. Now, they said it went to Cat 5, and now it's down to Cat 4. And they say it's weakening right now. So obviously, because they can't steer it, the moment that they let it go down, it started moving south, which is against what they want. They wanted to hit Tampa and cut right across the I-4 corridor. I just saw that the city of St. Augustine has just issued a total evacuation. I mean, that's over south of Jacksonville. So you can see they're wanting this whole thing aimed at a certain path here to go and just create total devastation. Now, something that's crazy, Alex, about several months ago, I failed to set up a war game scenario in the event of an emergency, a contagion, a nuclear blast here at the river, which is actually scheduled for Thursday night, all day Friday and Saturday, of how we would handle 5,000 people with a whole medical hospital, triage, everything, and food. I've set up a whole soup kitchen. This is all being planned already. So I told our church on Sunday, I said, I pray what we're supposed to be doing is a mock exercise, and now it looks like I'm going to be using it for the real thing. So I just felt in my heart, we were supposed to be away on our 43rd wedding anniversary. Everybody said, go to Hawaii. I said, I ain't leaving nothing. I'm not leaving anywhere. They said, you need to go. I said, no, I feel I have to be on the ground right now. So we've set up ham radios. We got these walkie-talkies that are nationwide. I've got pastors from as far south as the Everglades, Miami, all the way up through to Tallahassee, and all from Jacksonville, all the way down to West Palm Beach. So we in communication with them right now. I have a ham radio set up. Obviously, we're doing everything we can to keep the congregation safe. Plus, we've told everybody, if you're in ABC areas, please evacuate. You cannot survive 6 to 10 feet of water. It's impossible. So obviously, we don't know what that's going to look like. The storm was first supposed to suddenly, when it was moving so fast, was coming in tonight, on Tuesday night. Then they delayed it. Now it's coming in Wednesday night. Now they say it might be making landfall on Thursday. So it's like they're trying to slow this thing down to get the maximum impact. And one of the unfortunate things is all the gas stations up to 75 have no gas. So suddenly you have hundreds of thousands of people trying to exit the state, and they're being blocked from even leaving the state. I mean, the waterways are being blocked right now. Roads are being blocked so that people can't even get. So now you've got people in cars, women and children, husbands, and they're going to be stranded on highways trying to get out of the state of Florida. It took a family 9 hours to get from Naples to my house, which is 1 hour north of Tampa. It took 9 hours. And they stopped six times for gasoline and found one place they could put gas in the car. So this is a crisis just on the ground right now. Everything that's taking place, we have prayed. Everybody's at peace. People are boarding up their houses. They're doing everything that we can. Our church is ready for emergency response. I've got helicopters ready to go right after the storm. I've got truckloads of food coming in. We're doing everything we can. And of course, we were already ahead of the curve. I've now got people calling us. They want our manuals of what to do so we can show people how to light fires, how to purify water, how to get your car moving. But again, too, if roads are blocked, you're not going to be moving anywhere. So the big problem that you'll be dealing with is all the debris that's scattered everywhere, which now Governor DeSantis had to do an executive order to tell them to move the debris from Helene, which was still blocking parts of Tampa. So if you've got all this debris floating around, people don't even know what to do with their cars, where they're going to park their cars. I know that St. Pete opened up a place for thousands of cars for people to put their cars in because they don't even know where to put their vehicles. So, obviously, Floridians ride out hurricanes. A real Floridian.
Party of Florida is without power and they can't vote, and we have a whole state that would be underrepresented and they can't vote, then we're going to have to postpone the election. Furthermore, watch this. Watch how wicked this is. Tampa, Democratic stronghold. Orlando, Democratic stronghold. Oh, our people are not going to be able to vote, and it's not fair that the Democrats aren't going to be able to vote in those cities because it's been a natural disaster. And then their people will go crazy. They can rev up the engine of the Democratic